Good day everyone, this is Franz Lastimos Ehe, and for today's video, I will be going to report the continuation of Novimis report in the Republic Act number 7836, an act to strengthen the regulation and supervision of the practice of teaching in the Philippines and prescribing a licensure examination for teachers and for other purposes. So, my topic is this Article 3, examination and registration. License required. Except as otherwise, especially allowed under the provision of the Act, all applicants for registration as professional teachers shall be required to undergo a written examination, which shall be given at least once a year in such places and dates, and the board may be determined upon approval by the commission. So as we can see that there are a lot of teachers nga dili sila mahimong teachers kung dili sila makaagi og anang exam. Other teachers mag-exam sila lahi-lahi nay gingon diri nga different places and dates of the board. So teachers moadto na sila Cebu for their exam. Okay, let us proceed to section 14, which is scope of examination. The examination for elementary and secondary school teachers shall be separate, of course. The examination for teachers in elementary level shall consist of two parts, namely professional education and general education. So the two parts is the professional education and the general education. And the examination of the teacher in secondary, they shall consist of three, which is the professional education, general education, and field of specialization. And the next one is qualification requirements of applicants. This is under section 15. No applicant shall be admitted to take the examination unless on the date of filling of the application. He shall have fulfilled the following requirements. A citizen of the Philippines or the alien whose country has reciprocity with the Philippines in the practice of teaching. And we will go to section 16, which is report of the result of the examination. So naay mga teachers na ay mga kanang mga bagong ni-take og exam, ay naay mga ni-take og exam nga magpaabot sila sa ilahang lat result. So there is report of the result of the examination kung nakapasar ba or wala. The board shall within 120 days after examination. Okay, kung magkuan sila kanang gikan sa ilang pag-exam, mag-count sila 120 after mugawas ang result sa examination. This is under section 16. Report the ratings obtained by each candidate of the Professional Regulation Commission for approval and appropriate actions. Under section 17 is the issuance of certificate of professional license. This the registration of the professional teachers commence from the date his name is enrolled in the roster of professional teacher. So section 18 is the oath before practice. So anang based on my observation sa mga teachers nga bagong ni sulod sa ay bagong bagong ni pasar sa board exam na sila'y oath taking. So every registrant shall be required to take his professional oath before practicing as a professional teachers. So magpa-oath taking sila, usa sila musulod sa mga public or mga apply sa mga public or something. Asa sila mga apply. Section 19. Periodic merit examination of teachers to encourage continuing professional growth and development and to provide additional basis for merit promotion in addition to their performance rating. Teachers may take an oral and written examination at least 1 in 5 years as basis for merit promotion. In taking this examination, no fee shall be required. Section 20. Failure to pass the merit examination. If a teacher fails to pass the merit examination, he or she shall be allowed to take the examination for a second time. Should he or she fail to pass the merit second time, then he or she shall be required to take a DESCS accredited refresher course or program before being allowed to retake the examination. So, failures of any permanent teacher to pass the merit examination shall not, however, be used in a ground for his or her dismissal or demotion. Section 21. Incentives. Teachers who pass the merit examination shall be aware of this. Section 22. Integration of the teacher profession. The teaching profession shall be integrated into one national organization which shall be recognized by the board and the commission as the one of the only integrated and accredited association of the professional teachers. Upon registration with the board, every professional teachers shall be encouraged to become a member of the integrated national organization. Those who have been registered with the board but not member of the said integrated organization shall be allowed to register as a member of the said integrated. So the teaching profession shall be integrated into one national organization which shall be recognized by the board and the commission as one of the only integrated and accredited association of the professional teachers. So under section 23, it said that revocation and of the certificate of the registration, suspension from the practice of the teaching profession, and cancellation of temporary or a special permit. The board shall have to power after the due notice of hearing to suspended or revoke the certificate of registration of any registrant to reprimand or to cancel the temporary special permit of the holder thereof who is exempt to registration for any of the following cases. These are the following cases. We will go to section 24, registration by reciprocity. No teachers of a foreign nationality shall be admitted to the examination or be given a certificate of registration or be entitled to any of the rights and privileges under this act, unless the country or the state of which he is subject permits Filipino professional teachers to practice within these territorial limits on the same basis of a subject or citizen of the said country or states. So we will proceed to section 25, which is the roster of professional teacher. A roster of professional teachers containing the names and addresses of professional teachers, date of registration, or issuance of the certificate, and other data which, in the opinion of the board, may appear pertinent shall be maintained. Copies of the roster shall be provided by the commission of the board and the Department of Education, Culture and Sports, and the integrated and accredited organization of the professional teachers. So in this section 26, it says registration and acceptation. Registration and acceptation. So 2 years after the effective of this act, no person shall engage in teaching and or act as professional teacher as in this act, whether the preschool, elementary, and secondary level, unless he is a duly registered professional teacher and a holder of a valid certificate of registration and a valid professional license, or a holder a valid special temporary permit. This is under section 26. They have a approval act of qualified applicant who at the time of the approval of this act is this one. So we will be moving on to the article 4, which is the provision relative to the practice of the teaching profession. So we will start, says that inhibition against the practice of teaching professions. Provision relative to the practice of teaching profession. This is under article number 4. This article composes of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sections. And we will start to section 27 down to section 34. This first section of the Article 4 is section 27. Inhibition against the practice of teaching profession. Except as otherwise allowed under this act, no person shall practice or offer to practice the teaching profession in the Philippines or be appointed as teacher to any position calling for a teaching position without having previously obtained a valid certificate of registration and a valid professional license from the Commission. So Section 28 is a penal provision. The following shall be punishable by a fine of not less than 5,000 nor more than 20,000, or the imprisonment to not less than 6 months or more than 5 years, both of the discretion of the court. So, we will move on to section 29, the appropriations. Such sum as may be necessary to carry out the provision of this act shall be included in the 1996 General Appropriation Act and thereafter. So, that's under Section 29, the appropriations. So, under Section 30 is the implementation guidelines in education. The board shall formulate adopt the necessary guidelines for the effective implementation of the provision of this act within 60 days of its approval. The board shall be submitted to the both committees of Education, Culture, and Arts and the Committee of the Civil Service of Professional Regulations of the Senate and the House of Representative copies of the implementing rules and guidelines within 30 days after its promulgations. So under Section 31 is the transitory provision. All incumbent teachers, both public and private sectors, not otherwise certified as professional teachers by virtue of this act, shall be given 5 years temporary certificate from the time of the board for professional teachers is organized within which of the qualify as required by this act and be included in the roster of professional. So under Section 23, separability clause. For this, if for any reason, any section of provision of this act or the application of such section or provision to any persons of circumstances is declared unconstitutional or invalid, no other section or provision of this act shall be affected thereby. So Section 33 is repealing clause. All laws, presidential decrees, executive order, rules and regulation, or part thereof, in accordance with the provision of this act, be repealed or modified accordingly. And last act is the effective clause. This act shall take effect after 15 days following its complete publication of the official gates or in 2 newspaper of general education. So this Republic Act number 7836 is approved on December 16, 1994. So thank you for watching, and this is my report regarding in the Unit 5, the Republic Act 7836, an act to strengthen the regulation and provision of practice of teaching in the Philippines and prescribing a licensure examination for the teachers and for other purposes. Goodbye guys, and thank you for watching.